This webinar is a continuation of the series of webinars that we'll be doing under the Cobber Plus brand. So as you know, under the rebranding, Cobber Plus is the toolkit that will see Cobber bring you guys some really cool, funky tools to help you focus on, customer experience, converting more bookings, and of course, payments are a really, really big piece of that, particularly in a modern world. It's really important that we're offering a range of methods for your customers to pay at the online checkout and via the payment links they're able to send through the application. So what we've got today is we've got a presentation from Jordan at PayPal. So Cobber and PayPal have recently entered a brand new partnership, which is really exciting. So Cobber will have a really full-featured integration with PayPal, offering a range of payment options, including Pay in 4, various digital wallets. So Jordan's here to, I guess, present you a little bit more about what that offers and what that could bring to your business. So we will let Jordan go through a presentation, and then as always, we'll open the floor for any questions you guys have at the end. So at the moment, I'll just hand over to Jordan, who'll kick off and take you through all things PayPal.
Thank you, Adam, for the intro. And yeah, just to reiterate what Adam said, we are entering a very exciting partnership with Cobber, where we've got a full stack integration. And I guess the purpose of this partnership and this integration is to ultimately drive direct bookings with PayPal. So a bit of an intro. My name's Jordan. I'm part of the business development team at PayPal. I was formerly at American Express, so with payments considered, I do have some sort of knowledge into the travel landscape. But as Adam mentioned, one main thing that we're very excited to inform everyone here is the full stack integration that we have. So not only will you have the PayPal button, but we've also got our buy now, pay later solution, Pay in 4. And then on top of that, an exciting part is our expanded checkout, which is credit card gateway, which allows your customers to pay with Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Alipay. And then on top of that, with Cobber's platform features, we also have payment links integrated where your customers can pay with all those methods through payment links. But before I get started, I might just do a little exercise, but if everyone can raise their hands, if they personally or someone that they're very close to uses PayPal personally, just for any shopping or any purchases of bookings for travel.
Your hands go up there. That's good.
That's quite a few hands. So I guess before I get started, I might get into a little story about why I personally use PayPal and a story of how I sort of lost trust in OTAs. So in 2018, I was booking a family holiday to Singapore, and I was delegated the task of booking the hotels. And so I was doing my research, found a good price on an OTA, and I ended up making that booking. I never really got a confirmation from either the hotel or the OTA itself. So in 2 days, I gave the hotel a quick ring. Seems like they had a booking pending, and then it was ultimately cancelled. So I went back to the OTA, asked what happened. They ended up sending me some vouchers. But I did some more digging, and I looked at some news articles, and it turns out that in those 2 days, that OTA went bankrupt. Just my luck, eh? And so I went through my bank, tried to do a chargeback to let them know that that my purchase didn't go through. But they pushed back, saying that because that OTA sent me vouchers, I couldn't get my money back. And obviously, I'm not going to use a voucher on a OTA that went bankrupt. And so after that, I started making all my big purchases and all my travel bookings through PayPal. And why is that? As most of you guys who personally use PayPal, or the people close to you use PayPal, you guys would have various reasons why you use it, whether that's the trust and security that a booking through PayPal provides, or whether that's the flexible payment options that we provide as well, like Pay in 4, buy now, pay later. So reflecting back on my ordeal in 2018, thinking, if you were to think about what your customers feel like if you step into their shoes, they ultimately make a booking to want to guarantee the security and a guarantee on their itinerary. They also just want to make sure that the money that they're spending is ensuring that security of that booking. So ultimately, that last checkout page is where they want to make that final decision. They're making that decision based on what's important to them, whether that's trust, offering the payment option that they prefer using, or giving them a bit more ease of cash flow with buy now, pay later. And so we're working with Cobber because we know that 12 to 15% of commissions through an OTA is a big sum, a fairly big sum, especially with your margins considered. So we're here to support the direct bookings for your business. So I'd hate for you to have invested so much time and resources to drive the bookings or to drive the traffic onto your direct booking sites, we'd hate for you to be driving that traffic onto your booking sites, for your customers to reach that checkout page, and then ultimately that final checkout page, they decide, oh, I just want to go back to an OTA just to pay with their preferred payment method. So with PayPal, they can guarantee that. And like yourselves, and also 438 million people around the world, they feel that trust. And so we've got the largest consumer network in the world. So to give you that piece of, onto the piece of buy now, pay later, which is something that is quite interesting, because a lot of the buy now, pay laters in the market, they provide that one sole solution. And so therefore the markup, as you may or may not know, is quite large. With PayPal, we actually have pay in full and buy now, pay later as a feature of the whole PayPal checkout solution. So because of that, we're able to integrate the costs into that PayPal button so that you guys are able to have a reduced cost compared to other providers, but then also provide your customers with the trust and security that PayPal provides, as well as being able to split that transaction up in several installments. Like if you think about a family of 4 going on a holiday, having four people attending that booking can run up the cost quite high, especially if, say, their payday is in 2 weeks' time. So we give customers the flexibility of splitting that payment up in 4 installments, but then we still pay you upfront so that you guys aren't waiting on those installments to come through. But then when you see the PayPal button and pay in full there, we've done our studies, and in the travel industry, we see that there's a 29% lift in sales. Not everyone's going to use PayPal, not everyone's going to pay with PayPal, but just having the PayPal branding there on your checkout page gives your customers that peace of mind when they're checking out, and they realize that, oh, it's at least PayPal have done their vetting, and that they consider that your business is a legitimate business. And then your customers may pay with PayPal, or they might just enter in their credit card details. But then one interesting thing as well is when you give your customers that flexibility to pay how they want to in installments, we generally see a 70% higher average order value. Because if you think about, if your customers are weighing up the options of whether they want to do the add-ons, or if they want to add a few more tickets to the booking, if they're able to split that transaction up in 4, they might be more inclined to, because that's just a payment over 6 weeks instead of one large lump sum right away. So in Australia, we do have our Pay in 4 solution, which gives our customers the ability to pay in full for any transactions up to $2,000. And in Australia, we've got a network of 9.5 million users of PayPal, and then 1 in every 2 or 1 in every 3 of those users are Pay in 4 eligible. But the most interesting thing that we have is we're leveraging our global network. So not only are you able to receive Pay in 4, Pay Later payments from Australia, but you also are able to receive your customers who come from these 7 or 8 different markets, with Canada now included. They're able to use their local Pay Later offerings, like Pay in 4 in the US or Pay Monthly in the US. They're able to use that at your site when they're traveling to Australia. So you've got that leverage of giving your international inbound customers the ability to pay with their local payment offerings, but then you're also giving them that trust, because they may or may not know your business. They may or may not know who you are. Now, the exciting piece of the new credit card gateway that we've integrated onto Cobber gives you a full stack integration. So you've got the PayPal and Pay in 4, which I've already mentioned. But then for your customers who prefer not to use that, and they just want to enter in their credit card details like they normally do, they can do that for Visa, MasterCard, Amex. And then we've also got digital wallets as an integration as well. So your customers can pay from their phones with Apple Pay and Google Pay. And for those who have strong customer networks or inbound tourists from China, we now have an integration for Alipay. So your customers can pay you through Alipay as well. And so this is just a quick snapshot of what the integration would look like and it's only under one single PayPal business account. So once you've set that one PayPal business account, all these options are now available to you. And so when you're looking at the integration piece, you want to feel that support. Obviously with Cobber, you've got the localized support with admin and his team. With PayPal as well, when you're looking at Australian businesses, we have an office in Sydney. So we're locally based. So at the very least, you'll have a point of contact who is local, as an assigned account executive or customer success manager. And then we're also able to, if you do need support, we are able to loop in our integration engineers to support the integration as well. And for that is free of charge. So that's a complimentary service that we provide, so that we make sure that your business is able to start transacting as soon as possible, as soon as your PayPal business account is live and set up. So that was just a quick overview of the integration that we have with Cobber. And thank you again for bearing with us with our tech difficulties. But we do have an exclusive offer for all attendees and all the referrals that you may have. But we're offering a one-off $1,000 Australian dollar payment to your PayPal business account when you set that up with us. And that will be paid into your PayPal business account instantaneously. And that's on the terms and conditions that you go live and start transacting with us by the 30th of April. Thank you so much. And my contact, if you do want to be eligible for that offer, my contact details are there on the right. Feel free to shoot me a text or give me a call or shoot me an email, and then I'll point you to the right account executive who can give you a white glove treatment to help you set up and get you integrated. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. And look, that's an amazing little offer there. I wasn't expecting anything like that. So who doesn't like a bit of free money to spend on what's needed in the business? So look, really good presentation, mate. Really appreciate you taking the time. I guess, guys, we just want to open the floor. If anyone's got any specific questions for Jordan on the payment options, on the onboarding process, or anything PayPal related, please raise your hand and we can give you a bit of time. Jordan, one question I have is how different is your offering, the pay and fork when you compare it to something like Afterpay, which is obviously quite prominent in the market here in Australia?
Yeah, correct. Thanks for the question. So one main thing that differentiates us from other buy now pay laters out there is on your customer side, so on the consumer side, our buy now pay later offering is interest free, no late fees, and no sign up fees. And because we have it built into that PayPal button, we're able to provide that service at a quite a competitive rate compared to others. I do hear that because of the travel industry being a gray area for those for buy now pay later companies, that they do mark up their prices up to 7 to 10% is what I hear. Our costs are significantly less.
Fantastic. And I think just definitely having it available to more markets is quite a strong proposition as well.
I think maybe some people might be concerned about how fast the payouts are and when they get their money. So to give you guys some context, once you do set up that PayPal business account that I mentioned, with our integration, all of these payments, whether that's they're paying via their credit cards or PayPal or paying for, that all is near instantly paid into your PayPal business account. So you'll have visibility over your funds basically live. So you'll see those run through onto your PayPal dashboard, and then it's up to you on whether you want to withdraw those funds into your nominated bank account, whether you want to do that manually, or we can help you set up an auto sweep on a certain amount of time basis, like every day or every week or every month.
Sorry, I've got another one oh, Chris, sorry, go ahead, Chris. I can't ask all the questions, mate. Go ahead.
Just regarding one of the stats that was on the presentation there was suggested 29% of people that booked in travel ended up booking again within 1 year. Is that with the same tourism travel operator or just travel in general?
Just travel in general. So this is a global study that we've done, but I guess when customers are able to split up the payments in full, they recognize that they can do that with PayPal. And so when they book their travels again, they are more inclined to do a repeat purchase through PayPal or Pay in Full.
Okay. And with regards to moving forward, is there opportunities for more integrations moving forward with other payment gateways such as Union Pay, WeChat Pay, that kind of stuff?
We're definitely working on it. I might get my partnerships manager to handle this question.
Sorry, I'll jump in.
James.
Hey, so we are working on China Union Pay. Hopefully will come through this year. In terms of WeChat, we are looking to launch, hopefully by the end of the year, a product called PayPal World, which will open up WeChat Pay, Venmo Pay from the US, Latin American wallets, and UPI from India. That will actually run through PayPal buttons, so there'll be no other integrations or switching it on. The consumer will be able to hit PayPal and go in and use that as a funding source. So that instead of hitting an Amex card as your funding or your bank account, they would select WeChat. That would take them off to the WeChat page for them to make payment and come back through PayPal. So it doesn't require more uplift or activating more buttons. I think, the important part here is the education piece that happens with that consumer is that it works both ways. So if you go to China, I can actually open up my PayPal account and I can scan a WeChat QR code and make payment there. So it's a two-way network. So we'll be educating people in China and India. When you see PayPal, you can use UPI or WeChat as a payment type, and it'll come through the PayPal button. But we are looking as well, if we have enough requests of other digital wallets, we can always look to onboard those, but WeChat will definitely come hopefully by end of the year. I think though as well, just on that is like I worked with Adam back in 2017, 18 and brought Alipay and WeChat Pay to Australia. Generally, if you've got one of them, you are covered in terms of the user. They will have Alipay and WeChat Pay on their wallets, on their phones. So as long as you've got one, you generally will get that consumer purchasing with you. As long as you've got Alipay or WeChat Pay, you're generally covered.
No worries. Thank you.
And when we do connect those digital wallets around the world, that connection, that PayPal world would expand the customer base up to 2 billion. So you're expanding the amount of people who book through you up to 2 billion people.
Thank you.
Right, just on the obviously the mix of payment options we have on that PayPal payment screen now. Obviously PayPal's got certain fees, and we now got credit cards. How do the fees work across the cards? Are they individual fees per payment option, or are they blended across two, and including Amex? I know traditionally there's been a varying fee based on a particular payment option. Can you talk us through how that works?
Yeah, definitely. So with the credit card piece, we've got a very exclusive deal with American Express. So we're the only credit card gateway provider who provides Visa, MasterCard, and Amex at a blended rate. So that in itself is one fee, inclusive of Google Pay, Apple Pay, and Alipay. So fees start from 1.5% plus 30 cents. Considering that Alipay is considered cross-border, so there'll be an additional cross-border fee there. And then with the PayPal button and Pay in Full, which is a one solution bundled, we start at 2.9% plus 30 cents. But when you do sign up, we'll do our KYB, understanding your business and how you run, and we can definitely look at the fees tailored to your business, because we do customized rates as well.
That's good to know. Good to know. Any other questions out there? I know Winnie or Beck are generally good for a question. Anything from the captor side, guys?
Nothing from me at this stage.
No worries. Thanks, Beck.
I think from us either. I think we had a meeting with PayPal not long ago. Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent. No, it's good. And that's the thing, guys. From here, I guess the next step is if anyone is interested in finding out a bit more and learning how PayPal can really benefit your business, reach out to myself or Justin or Jordan directly. Now you've got his details, and we'll set up a time to catch up and just go through all things PayPal. We can walk you through a little bit more about how the integration works. From an onboarding perspective, part of the integration now involves a really quick, smooth onboarding process through the financial area inside Cobber Res. So you don't need to actually go and retrieve credentials and things like that from any gateway portal. It's all done through the click of a button. So you can actually even initiate your the setup of your business account through that screen. So we've sort of put a lot of thought into how the integration works from a sales, onboarding, and ongoing support perspective, just to make sure it's a nice, clean, smooth experience for everyone, and you just don't have to worry about it once it's set up. And as Jordan said, any new payment options that are brought forward, like PayPal World or WeChat Pay in the future, will simply be available through the integration. So there'll be some toggles inside Cobber that allow you to turn these on and off if you choose to. But yeah, we put a lot of thought into the user experience from a user, like an operation side, and also an end user B2C perspective. And we've got some more things to come, so definitely stay tuned. We'll be working on some further improvements to enhance the customer experience even more through a product called Fast Lanes. So just watch the space, and we'll send some messaging out when some of those new features become available. This week